Yes, this is another video coming to you from Dore from G-Pac TV. This is definitely the happy hour. So, I gave Jimmy some credit for pushing the Medicare vote and his tactics that you got to put pressure on these folks because I made a point that that's what, the people in the House, like the Tea Party, did to take over the Republican Party, which they have completely taken over at this point. I think everybody can agree at this point. But this thing right here, Jimmy is talking about now, is wrong because he is saying that people ran up and did that riot on the Capitol because of financial despair. I mean, I guess that could be some of it. And the people who marched in the summertime for Black Lives Matter, that's for financial despair. Yes, they all are. They're all in financial despair. But to say that if they got those $2,000 checks, that those things wouldn't have happened, that would be to say you would ignore the underlying things that caused the both of those things. But listen to what he had to say.
Had a history of financial trouble. Well, you don't say. You know, as the riot was happening, we were saying at this show, I wonder if this would be this much unrest in the country if those people just had gotten their third $2,000 check. And then people made fun of me for saying that. Like, oh yeah, that's what this is about, $2,000 check. Well, here's the Washington Post.
Who cares about the Washington Post?
Owned by the world's Jeff Bezos.
Exactly why?
Is telling us that the people who were there were in financial trouble.
Yes, I'm sure they were.
Trail of bankruptcies, tax problems, bad debts raises questions for researchers trying to understand motivations for the attack. I said that about the riots in the summer too. Not the riots, but the protests.
Yeah.
In the summer, I said, do you think those people would be out there risking COVID if they just received their second $2,000 check? Because they feel that the government is somebody's actually trying to help them.
Do you know why they were out there, Jimmy?
Someone actually is looking out for them. I said if they gave everybody health care and a $2,000 UBI during the pandemic, do you think there would be people protesting?
Yes.
My theory is they wouldn't have been. I could be wrong.
You are, sir.
But that seems to be what the Washington Post is getting at here.
Nobody cares about the Washington Post.
That seems to be what the Washington Post is getting at, what we were saying all along. And a year from now, I have a prediction for the Washington Post. I'm not going to make predictions, but here's my prediction. A year from now, the headline on the Washington Post is going to be groundbreaking analysis. Most Americans are struggling financially. That's right. It's going to be a year, not now. In a year, that they're going to have a breakthrough headline. The headline should be the Washington Post just figured out why Trump was elected in 2016. That should be the headline. Desperate people cling to
But that is not why they did the riot.
Desperate people cling to So here's a little bit from this. Now, Max, you were there, so I just want to read a little bit, and then you can jump in whatever you want. Nearly 60% of the people facing charge.
All right. Let's stop there for a moment. If you ignore the underlying issues, like I said before, I don't think Jimmy remembers that the Black Lives Matter protest was done because of black men getting killed in the middle of the street for police or getting choked out from police. Unarmed black men, sometimes for no reason at all. So you're trying to tell me if they gave $2,000 checks, then we still sit and march when you're killing me in the middle of the street? So if you gave me a $2,000 check and I went to cash and got pulled over by the police and shot in the head, Jimmy, thanks for your $2,000 check. I'm not going to need it at that point, right? So the people who rioted on the Capitol, they have some type of cult-like situation with Donald Trump. Donald Trump told them that the election that wasn't stolen was stolen, and the people in that building, you need to go to that building and fight like hell. You think they wouldn't have did that just because they was getting $2,000 checks? Of course they would have. So I think that your argument is kind of ludicrous. It's wrong. Because you ignore the underlying issue of all of this. listen to a little bit more.
Related to the Capitol riot showed signs of prior money troubles, including bankruptcies, notices of evictions or foreclosures, bad debts, or unpaid taxes over the past 2 decades, according to analysis of public records for 125 defendants with sufficient information to detail their financial histories.
Okay.
The group's bankruptcy rate was nearly twice as high as that of the American public. A quarter of them had been sued for money owed to a creditor, and 1 in 5 of them faced losing their home at one point, according to court filings. The financial problems are revealing because they offer potential clues for understanding why so many Trump supporters, many with professional careers and few with violent criminal histories, were willing to participate in an attack egged on by the president's rhetoric, painting him and his supporters as
All right, sir. We are not about to give those folks that killed 5 people up there, or well, 5 people died. They killed whatever. They killed a police officer. Let's say that. And the other police officers, I think 2 more of them committed suicide. And you're downplaying this? Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Let's be serious here, sir. Those people would have went up there anyways because Donald Trump told them an election was stolen. It didn't have nothing to do with the $2,000 checks. Maybe a small amount. Didn't they just get 12? Listen, you can't put that on that. In the Black Lives Matter protest, they're still shooting us in the streets, sir. That's why we were out there. That's why they were out there. They thought an election was stolen. That's why they were up at the Capitol. All of that goes away for $2,000 checks. That just gave them more money to get on a plane and have a good time as they went up to the Capitol. They just got more money to spend to go do what they're going to do anyways. Do you understand, sir? I hope you do.